I wake up every day feeling good. 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 Everything is as it should be.
What's up, everybody? This is Ahmed.
And Luffy.
And this is the Brotherly Love Podcast, episode 25, with a special guest. Introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. It's me, the fave sister, Wad.
The only sister.
Back again
Jesus
for
Christ.
another hot episode. Fire! Boom, boom, boom.
I apologize. Luffy's audio is crazy.
Crazy loud or
Crazy loud?
Crazy loud.
Crazy loud? That's the energy, bro.
It's literally like, you never ever seen those videos where like the memes, like the audio is so like distorted. It's like, it was so loud. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, we need to tone that down.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually like videos where the audio's loud.
Distorted?
Why?
You use the word distorted. I like the word loud. Because then I can hear. A lot of videos, I don't know if people know, but like, because I watch and listen to a lot of podcasts. So like, it's the most annoying thing when I turn my volume all the way up and it's still, I have to pay really close attention to hear what they're saying. As opposed to like, some other ones where it's like the audio is loud. So I don't have to strain to like actually.
But then on the flip side, isn't it horrible when you're like listening to something really high and then, you're listening to one that's low? Dang, what am I trying to say? The volume's really high and then a video with even higher sound comes on and then it blasts your ears out.
I don't wear headphones, so.
Oh, okay.
I would say it's usually, do I wear headphones? Mm-hmm. A lot of times, yeah, but one thing I notice is that it's like a lot of times the lower quality volumed videos you'll see is usually MP3, and then the ones that are high quality, it's like you hear everything, is usually waves.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
Mm-hmm. So how have y'all been? Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Special guest back again.
What time is it?
Yo, so
It's 7:30 in the damn morning.
We're morning people.
Let's give some context to people. We've only had 2 guests ever on our show.
And she's been the exact same one.
and it's been the same guest. We've only had 2 episodes with guests. It's always been our sister. So this is the Brotherly Love Podcast. 2 brothers, obviously. And then that one.
What?
So this is our older sister. Look back at episode 10. And we brought you back again today because a lot of people liked our episode from last time. A lot of people liked the conversations that we had. Yeah.
It was controversial.
Very.
We hit every controversial topic in a 1 hour time span.
It was like the first 10 minutes. It was just like 5 hot
So what do you think about abortion?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, literally. I remember, right? Because I remember I came up there, I was like, yeah, guns are blazing, nigga. Like, let's go. And I came in, I was like, so what do you guys think about astrology? What do you guys think about...
She had ammunition ready, just like,
It's not going to be like that today.
Yeah,
we ready.
no,
we ready. Yeah, we ready.
Okay.
I'm going to actually start. I want to start off a completely different wave because me and Ahmed have been on a, not a different wave, but it's a new wave. You feel me?
Okay, what is it?
New year, new me.
No, that's the same you, bro. I'm sorry to tell you.
okay.
So, as we said, like, you're our older sister, right? And so this podcast is all about personal development, making yourself better, loving and growing through your relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? Why are you so
Why are you weak?
Because when you were talking, I just said an ad lib, yeah, and just kept it going.
It's cool, bro. We could be like the Migos.
Just wait on it.
Personal development.
So last week I was giving an exam. Wait on it. So what do you like? I guess you have 2 advantages that me and Ahmed don't have, right? One, you're a woman. Mm-hmm. So you have that perspective, and in a lot of our conversation, I know that we're lacking that perspective. It's a man dominated, and we try to be as open-minded and empathetic, but at the end of the day, that's not our lived experience. So it's hard for us to even conceptualize a lot of like those ideas and feelings and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then the second perspective is you're our sister, meaning that in the same way that I can analyze Ahmed as a brother and as a friend, you can analyze us from our birth till now. You're our older sister. Yeah. So you've seen, Ahmed go through now almost 22 years. Doom, 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 doom. happy birthday. Doom, doom, doom.
Appreciate it. My birthday is
It's Monday.
Monday, so today's the 4th.
I didn't even know what day it was.
It's in
I
4
know what
days.
day it is.
Oh, it's
but I
on
don't know
Monday.
what
It's on
day it
Monday.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in 4 days.
It's in 4 days.
Okay, yeah. You know, so you've seen Ahmed, like, literally 22 years of his life. You've seen 25 years of my life, you know, almost 26 now. Like, what have been the biggest changes that you've noticed in us?
That's a good question.
The biggest change. Well, I'll start with Ahmed. I think the biggest change I've seen in Ahmed over time is him really stepping. This is actually for both of you, stepping into your own. Like, Ahmed used to be a hermit. Bro. Like, this man never used to leave
Facts,
his room,
facts.
and he was very isolated and like almost like by choice, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he just was doing his own thing. But I really have appreciated watching Ahmed like develop into, for lack of better words, like this family man who brings people together and who's like in a lot of ways the life of the family, watching him like go after his dreams. I remember when Ahmed first told me he was trying to do rap or like he was trying to be an artist. I literally was like, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. And the first couple of ones he showed me, I was like, bro, you're trash. You're trash. But then he knew, like, so now when he shows me music, I'm always like, yo, bro. Not always. Sometimes I'll give critiques, but I'm like, yo, bro, I like this song, or I rock with this a lot. And honestly, I feel like those are the ones that be hitting the most, Ahmed.
Yeah, most definitely.
My opinion matters.
Like, your opinion made the song? Like,
No, it didn't make the song, but like, bro, like, maybe next year, right? There was 2 versions of that song.
I know.
So the first version, right, it was like more like singy rap, right? And I thought, honestly, I was like, oh, I rock with this, right? It's cool. I sent it to them. They loved it. They're like, oh, like, this is going to go on it. This is perfect. Cool. We'll meet up. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, hey, all right, let me show you the song real quick, right? And so I play her the song, and this is her face the entire time. And she's just looking at the speaker. She's like, and she's like, can I be honest? And as soon as she said, can I be honest? I was like, oh, geez. She was like, that sucks.
No,
I was
yo, you're boosting. No.
No one ever supported me. I was out living on the streets by myself.
I was in the trenches. No, but I mean, she
My
didn't
mother
say.
never loved me.
She didn't
Why
say.
he's shooting this from his mom's attic.
No, she didn't say it. Like, she just said, like, you know, it's not your best quality of work. It's like, you can. She said, like, I know you can improve on this. Like, you can do way better.
All I said, like, the only thing is because you were trying to be sing-songy on that track also, even though he was already singing.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, if you turn this into, like, an empowerment rap, that's going to be a dope song because he already has the vocals. You don't need to match him.
Yeah.
Just come in with some empowerment rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyways, it's been a pleasure watching you grow, bro. Honestly, like,
Thank you.
coming out of your shell, it's been really inspiring, and following your creative passion. So that's like something I've seen Ahmed grow into. Luffy. My brother, man. Yo, when we were younger, you know what I think about often is when we were younger, I couldn't, like, we really hated each other until, like, I would say until we were about 13, like, or until you were 13. I always say we because we're so close in age. But we really just, like, everything was like a fight, a mushkila. Y'all be translating? That means fight in Arabic.
Sometimes whenever we have a new word in Arabic, we have to translate.
Y'all should start an Arabic dictionary.
The word of the week is
Mushkila.
Mushkila.
Haywan. Ahmed is a Haywan.
Yo, so there's this TikTok trend. I'm sorry, I'm gonna divert. There's this TikTok trend. There's this TikTok trend, and it's like, tell me what your name is, and then tell me how your parents pronounce it. And then this girl comes on, and she's like, my name is 3 letters, M-A-I. But my parents usually pronounce it as Haywana. Zipped. I was so weak. And those are all swear words, like in Arabic, for all of you who don't know. But that's so funny. I'm like, man, accuracy. Anyways, let me back to you. After you turned 13, I feel like that was a really big point for us, like a pivotal change in our relationship and how we interacted with each other. And honestly, after then, you were just pretty much like my best friend. The thing I've most enjoyed watching you grow into is your sense of self. Like when you were younger, you were really like shy, quiet. and reserved in a lot of. It's funny because like Ahmed was in his cave, siloed. You were just more shy, quiet, not necessarily in your cave. How did I end up being the extroverted one in this family?
Nah, you see, when God brought you out, he was like, "Oh, we put way too much in that."
Hey, yo, Gabriel, what'd you do? Why'd you do that?
Hold back on the extraness on these next two. You feel me? Like it's like the movie Soul.
Yeah. It's like, whoa, you got too much dip on your chip now.
You know how white people would be like, "Oh, God left y'all burnt in there." Like, God was just drunk. He just left wine.
Not got drunk.
He's like, "Dang, he was high." My bad. God was up there smoking a doobie.
He's like,
He's like, "Oh yeah," he's over here talking to like, someone else, like, pouring all this extra stuff in wine.
He probably did that with the looks too, because y'all lacking.
Come on, bro. Come on.
I think we're all like really like we're all very attractive. I'll say that.
Yeah, I am really attractive.
In our own ways. Yeah, definitely.
Ways. Like Ahmed, like your nose,
my
nose. Your left front tooth.
Nigga, what?
Everyone has like one redeeming quality, right? Like, my being.
Wow, Ahmed, your nose, why that front tooth? My being.
Hey, you have one good, tooth.
One
right?
good tooth.
Right
The
here.
rest are rotten, though, huh? The rest are rotten. No, but honestly, Luffy, like throughout the years, we don't do Corona over here. Like, no.
Jeez.
I'm just kidding. I really watched you step into what I feel like is your purpose and like into your power in a lot of ways. When you were younger, you in a lot of ways you were like a yes man, like you would know something but just be like, whatever, I'm not trying to rock a boat, or like just more cashy for lack of better words. But I feel like the older you got and the more you like stepped into your assertiveness role. Like, nah, I'm not having that. And sometimes I'd be like, bro, calm down. But just generally speaking, like stepping into that, figuring out your purpose, like what you want to do in terms of development, like doing creative things like this podcast. And whenever I think about you both, actually, like I always think of like the full spectrum of self-development. It's like there's the physical, there's the mental, there's the emotional, there's the spiritual. And I feel like all of you, both of you, like are always trying to hit all of those points all of the time. Like the relationship aspect and making sure your physical health is in order, making sure your mental health is in order, making sure like spiritually you're aligned. And I think that's like, honestly, I believe those are the makings of a great man. So I'm really proud of both of you guys.
Thank you.
I love y'all.
Means a lot.
It better, nigga. My word means something.
The one time I compliment you.
Which one of those is you find most difficult for yourself?
Ooh, between like the things,
the spiritual, the
spiritual,
mental,
all
the physical,
of it.
The financial.
Honestly, I would say the spiritual, because all of the other ones in a lot of ways, besides maybe mental, like all of the other ones are more extroverted. You hear the sound.
Oh yeah, but it's okay.
Are more like things that are happening externally to you. So like, oh, I have to go to the gym, or like I gotta read this book or whatever. But the spiritual is really something inside, like it is a phoenix rising from the ashes. And also just because of the way we were conditioned to look at religion and like how it was presented to us. I think that for myself personally, I just shied away from religion for a long time. Like the way I explain it is that once I left this house, I packed up religion in a nice little box. I put it in a corner. And I was like, all right, my G, I'm going to see you when I see you. And then I just sort of didn't really look at it until I was called. I felt called to. Or like there was a pulling. Like, damn, I need to uncover like this. When you have a clean room and there's just one corner, you're like, damn, if I just clean that corner, I would be good.
When did God call you back?
Wow, I feel like I'm on Oprah Super Soul podcast right now.
No, I mean, we're not all just, flagrancy and everything. Like, we have, good, wholesome conversations.
When did God call me back?
And stuff.
Honestly, I think that, so I recently, or not recently, in 2020, I moved to Malaysia to start my Fulbright program. And I feel like God had been trying to call me back for a while, but I wasn't able to hear God's call because of all of the distractions that I had in my life, all of the friends, the parties, the birthday this, the wedding this. Like, I just never gave myself time to even hear that God was calling me. But when I went to Malaysia, I was stripped of all of that because I had to make new friends and I had to like adapt to a new environment, and I was alone for a large portion of the time. And so I feel like that's the time where I could really most hear God, when I was silent and quiet. There was nothing else going on.
What? Dance, nigga?
What's up?
I just looked up for half a second. You staring at me like you in jail or something.
Bug-eyed.
No, because it connected. It's like, remember when we were talking about in the Surah Maryam, and how he was like, God, give me a sign. And he was like, you're not going to talk to anyone for 3 days and 3 nights.
Oh.
Silence.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, that
You
makes
did just
more
connect
sense.
some dots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I just stared at him.
Do they know we have a weekly Quran study?
Now they do.
I don't know.
We have a weekly Quran
Or
study.
we be talking about any and everything, so maybe.
Yeah,
Oh,
we have a Quran study on Wednesdays in the morning. We read the Quran like it's a book. So we start from the beginning and we're trying to go into the end. Right now we're on the 20th surah. I forgot the name of it though. I don't know.
I think Taha is the next
Yeah,
one.
Taha or something like
we're
that.
about to read. Wow. Yeah, that's when going back, that's when I feel like I was called to God, or like to uncover, begin to discover. Because things slowly just started falling in place. Like, I met a teacher. She was like, hey, I bought you a Quran and a muslaya, which is a prayer rug, and this like garb so that you can pray. And I was like, dang, I brought so many hair products. I brought so many skincare products, clothes. I didn't bring a Quran. I didn't bring a muslaya. Like, I just went like, no religion, just vibes. Like,
No religion, just vibes.
that's how I stepped onto the scene.
Human beings in the wild.
And it was literally like my second week of school. You know, and she just provided me all of these things, and I felt, man, what a beautiful opportunity for me to know what like my religion actually says versus what other people have been telling me it says. Because there's a big difference.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah, since we're like halfway through the Quran, and there's a lot of ideas and theories that were given to us as children, and it's completely false. But in terms of your question and how Luffy asked you when you got called on by God, Luffy, when was like your, because I don't know, because like it was almost kind of like a switch to me. Like the way I saw it was just kind of like we all just kind of connected all at the same time. So I don't know if that was your point in 2020 or if it was even earlier on of when you decided to get like kind of called to, connect with yourself.
I feel like y'all started before me, though. I came into y'all's Quran study. Y'all were already doing it.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I hadn't fully moved away from the religion. Even when I was in college, like, not in the beginning, but later on, like towards my junior and senior year, especially like my senior year, like I used to go to Friday prayers. And that was the only prayer I'd get for the whole week,
All week, one prayer.
I was banking on that, like.
It's better than zero, bro.
Yeah.
That's where I was at.
Yeah.
You're right. But like, and the thing is that the reason I would go, honestly, is just because it made me feel good. Like there was no other reason besides like, like when I'm up there and like things are really hard, just being around those people, like just being around people, you know what I'm saying? And knowing that like we're all vibrating kind of on the same wave, like it made me feel good. And I was in the beginning addicted to that feeling more so than like what, my own journey into Islam or anything like that. After I left school and I came back here, it was the same thing. Like I wanted that feeling. So I used to go to Friday prayers here every week. And that was good and easy and everything. And then once I really got into my work and my work became unbearably difficult. And I was at a point, I remember it till now. I was at a point, I was working on a house. I had lost thousands and thousands of dollars. It was the first time in my life, like from the whole time that I had started business where I lost money, like working with somebody. And I was like devastated. And it was the first time in 5+ years, who knows how many, since I had went to college. Like I remember I came home to like Baba, and like I just broke down crying, and I was like, I messed up, you know, like I lost money, you know, and like I didn't go into business to lose money. Like what am I supposed to do at this point? Because every time I do this, I'm putting all my chips in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so what are we gonna do? And he's like, bro, this is the cost of doing business. Like, you know, if you want to be a businessman, this is what it is. Like, you got to take these punches and like keep rocking with it. And I remember during that process, I was standing outside of the house with Tony, and Tony was telling me that he was stressing out too because he was working on his house, and he was telling me that he had picked up his Bible again because, you know, a good friend and another barber of his, Sean, who's, you know, religious man and everything, you know, he a Christian guy, he goes to church all the time. He picked up his Bible, and he's into it. He was telling Tony, you know, and a lot of the things that he would, you know, Tony would ask him for advice on, he'd have really wise answers for things. And so Tony was like, you know, a lot of this knowledge, deep knowledge, comes from the Bible. So in and of himself, he had to challenge himself to read the Bible, you know. And so while he was doing this, I remember we were standing outside like one day after whatever, it was like 5-6 o'clock, you know, and he's like, yo, Luffy, like, read your Quran. And it wasn't like on some like, you know, just passive conversation. He was like, no, bro, like, go home and like take your Quran out and like read it. You know, like, he really like read your Quran. And I pulled it out. I found it and I pulled it out. And then I never read it.
That's how it be though.
Fair.
You know, like I never read it, and I left it on my nightstand. And then like a month later, like, bro, stuff is just, it's still so difficult. And then eventually, like, I just start, you know, I open it up, I start reading, and then like, I'm like, oh, okay, you know, and like, that's it. But then slowly, like, all that stuff, it just starts to compound where I learned that Ahmed's reading. And like, you know, there's a saying, it's like, Obama actually had a whole initiative around it, like, my brother's keeper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so like when my own brother is doing this, right, he's reading and he's asking Mom and Baba about their religion, and just asking questions signifies that you have like, you're looking for that personal resolve. I see on my own brother, who, you're my brother and my friend, but like, remember the brother part, so like there's still the dynamic of my little brother, right? And I'm like, okay, so this guy who's at a earlier point in his life is like confronting these same things that I'm confronting. Like, we need to gang up kind of and like do this together. And like, once we started doing like Quran study, like it was good, you know. And then like, I remember we were doing it for a minute and it was good, and I really liked it. And then like, Mama kept saying like, yo, you have to tell Wyatt to join, she would tell me every single time for weeks.
I remember that.
For weeks, she was like, you guys have to persuade Wyatt to join. And I would tell her, I was like, I can't push someone to this. You know, like, they have to come to it of their own accord. You know, Jesus drove the Honda. That was a bad joke, I'm sorry. But, you know, everyone has to come to this place by themselves. And, like, that's why I kept telling her. And thankfully, like, you did. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I feel it's, like, at a certain point, like, you got jealous. You know, where it's, like, I know, like, you saw us, like, vibe. We're a family. Yeah. So when you see two people of your family vibrating on such a high level every week in their own little secret communication, you're like, yo, what is this? I want to be a part. Yeah. You know, and then you join, and thankfully, like, from that, now we have stability. You know, now there's accountability in the group, because the group is big enough now that, you know, we have to do this because one person's going to call it. You know, if it's easy for us to get to a Wednesday and I don't say nothing, Ahmed don't say nothing. But if there's 3 people, someone's going to say something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we hold each other accountable now, and, like, we've just been going through. And the same things, you know, this is the first time I've ever said this, you know, like, I started praying again, you know, and a lot of that too comes from Ahmed, you know, because I had noticed that you had been praying, you know, and you'd wake up and you'd do the subh and stuff, and I'd be like, okay, like, you know, I should do that, you know, and like, I would see, I think you sometimes praying too, and I'd be like, I should do that, but I'm good, I'm still reading, you know, way better than where I was, you know, so like, you know, God, you can't blame me, I'm trying, come on, right? Like, so I'm like, all right, like, you know, we're trying. But, like, I was like, yo, if this man is, like, it was especially when I saw Ahmed, like, I was like, if this man's, like, waking up and praying, like, there has to be something that, at the very minimum, he feels.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't have to necessarily be, like, from some strict, deep religious, like, oh, my God, I have to praise God.
Yeah.
But just on a selfish level, does this make me feel better in the same way that me saying my affirmations make me feel better, me doing a meditation makes me feel better? So it's been almost a month now. It's been like 3 weeks, and it's not 100%, but I would say like 70-80% of days, like, and it's funny too because that's the only prayer I make is the subah.
The
whole day. It's the only
it's
prayer.
the easiest one, bro. Honestly.
It is. It's the easiest one, but I also don't fault myself for it because I'm like, all right, like, I don't want to say, oh, I have my whole life to, but like, I'm on my journey of doing this, and it's more important for me to do the right thing consistently than to try to do everything right poorly.
Correct. Yeah. You reminded me, man, there's so much in what you said, but you're right. Like, I did see you and Ahmed, and you said, vibrating on a higher frequency. No, I just saw y'all niggas vibing, and I was like, what are they doing without me? Why are you hanging out without me? Invite me to join.
This is why she's on the podcast. She's like, you guys are doing the podcast without me. I want to join.
I'm jealous of the podcast, too. I'm going to start coming and sitting in the corner holding the cameras. Like, yeah.
Sure, you can come here more often, to be honest. It's a good, like, I always say this, and I said this to Mama, might have been like a day or two ago, but I was like, it's so interesting to see that we're all completely different people, like, in our own ways. And I was saying, like, you know, Wad's a really big person on human rights and social justice. Luffy's really big on, like, numbers and real estate, and then I'm, like, the creative kind of person, but yet we all, like, we're all literally on the same path. It's just different lanes. You know what I'm saying? So it's always interesting to see stuff like that.
Same track, different lanes. That's a bar, bro. Write it down.
Yo, you should, like, rap or something, man.
I have a 16 in my head, but that's about it.
No, I think that is one of the things that made me honestly, like, not want to pick up the Quran to start reading it, but want to join. Because I was like, man, they're vibing. Like, I want to vibe too. I want to be a part of this too. And also, like, as the only sister, you know, it's not that I find things for myself to be left out of, but it's like, y'all are both men, you know? And so you both, like, I don't know, there's men things, I think. And I don't have a sister, so I'd be trying to interject my way in, like, move, niggas.
I belong.
I want to belong. What about you, Ahmed? What's been your spiritual journey? Like, what made you decide to like, start reading Quran and studying? Because I feel like Luffy's right. Like, you started maybe before the rest of us, and even prayer. Also, side note, I didn't know anyone noticed that I was praying subah because I'd be doing it with the door half closed sometimes, like, or just in the morning.
Ahmed does too. The door's closed, but, like, I'm up, so I can hear him. I can still hear and see if you take the time to notice. That's the thing. You know, like, I can easily forget Mom and Baba praying, but
because they pray
all the time, mashallah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah for them, you know. Yeah. But when I hear a prayer coming from Ahmed's room or from your room, I'm like,
I'm just imagining Luffy's, like, reading on his bed some book, and all he hears is Ahmed, like, Allah.
Yo, like,
he's like, he's praying.
The Arab dude at the airport, Allahu Akbar.
Like, bro, there's a prayer room,
It's like, brother, we're in G44. What is this? Like,
they be, I would say they're being extra, but also at the same time, like, they're, you know what I'm saying, they're believing in their faith.
No, they're doing their thing. But if there's a prayer room, and you in G44, why are you yelling out that sound?
These niggas, like, they want to, not all of them, but sometimes they want to prove, like, their faith to Islam. They'll put a muslaya, like, right in the seats.
Looking around. Allah.
It's like who's looking? Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
In terms of my spiritual journey, I feel like it was right when, I got my studio. I got like all my equipment, and my sophomore year, like literally all I remember was I was working. Like I was working 2 part-time jobs, and the entire time it was like every single day I was working one kind of shift, and I was doing my homework, and I was just really focused because I knew I was like I need a place, like a safe haven in a way for me to vocalize my emotions, you know, everything like that. So when I got all my equipment, I made the song Holy Ghost, right? Now, the whole point of the song was I had like a moment where I just broke down and cried, and I was like so appreciative. I was like, yo, I really manifested everything that I've ever wanted, and it's here. So it was such a appreciative moment. And then it was kind of like after that, I kept hitting moments where I had to like you ever like are sitting with yourself and you realize like I want to improve on something in my life, like you just don't feel, I wouldn't necessarily say satisfied, but like you're not content with it. Like you feel like, you know what, like maybe I should move in this kind of way, maybe I should treat my family like this kind of way, you know. And then it was just a lot of like dark times in college, you know. It was just me like confronting all these things like day by day, you know what I'm saying, like from like childhood trauma to realizing like, oh, you know, like I have a really bad passive aggressive tendency with people, like, you know what I'm saying, I should work on that. And then I forgot exactly when it was, but it might have been my friend Carl. Shout out to Carl. But he's a religious man too, and he was like, "Yo, bro, I know you don't have a Quran, but here's a Bible." And similar to you, I just put it on my window. I never touched it, nothing like that. I remember I ordered a Quran too, put it right there. I never touched it the entire time my whole junior year. But then when COVID happened, I was like, all right, I'm at home and I'm frustrated, so I'm trying to figure things out. And then well, similar to you, I just kind of picked it up and I was like, you know what? Let me stop like being mad at the world and being mad at God. Like, why'd you make me go through all this, and understand it more, you know? But yeah, I mean, I feel like it just happened. It was at an early age when I just felt like I was like, damn, I feel like remember where I talked about past lives? Mm-hmm. That's how I felt. I was like, I feel like I'm back and I had to relearn something. So, yeah.
Dang, you mentioned something about being mad at God and whoo!
Yeah. The thing is, people want to act like you can't be like irritated or mad or angry. Like anytime I'm frustrated about something to the world, everyone's like, no, you shouldn't feel that way. You should feel appreciative. Of course you should feel appreciative, but you have every right to feel angry. God wants you to release all your emotions. Like speak to him, you know what I'm saying? Like talk about all your frustrations, anything, because like he understands, like you're human. You're not this angel perfect being. You don't have all the answers. So when you express all that anger and you express all that frustration, the answers will slowly start coming in.
I love our Quran study for so many reasons, and like the way we discuss God in our like intimate circle. Because I feel like, rightfully so, a lot of people, when they talk about religion, you know, like God is this like fearful being, and love, yes, but a lot of times like the framework that they bring God into is like, oh, like, you know, he's all this and you're fearful and you're scared and like you don't want to go to hell. But I feel like the way we talk about religion is so relaxed, you know? Like we were just talking about God putting a little bit too much extra in me, you know? Like smoking a doobie, like it's just jokes, you know what I mean? And like I know a lot of people will be like, yo, that's fucked up, like, you know, that's whatever. But that's how I understand religion. Like, because this is how I talk with my friends, not necessarily about religion, but like when I want to understand a concept, I have to bring it down to how I regularly speak, how I regularly talk. Like I don't regularly talk like, oh, where art thou, Father, in thy grace? Like that's not I don't understand what that means, you know? But when we're talking about God smoking a doobie, like putting extra, like, yes, I understand. Like it's just, it makes me really comfortable to express like my views on religion and how I think. And I just also think it's so interesting. We all ended up having very similar ideas about like what religion is and is not, and like how it's portrayed. So,
you know, the truth is always the same. It's usually just the message or the package of the message that changes. So we reach these conclusions a lot of times. Even as Ahmed started it off, you know, he's a musician, you know, you're a philanthropist.
Yeah.
Philanthropist?
Why can no one say that word? Philanthropist. Philanthropism.
Okay, philanthropist, my bad, yo. I don't be saying that word often. I'm in the business world, you feel me? Money, 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 bricks, bricks. What is this charity shit?
Philanthropist. Oh, Father.
Aluminium.
Father, the aluminium. It's hitting the philanthropist.
I loved it, yo, when my Kenyan friends came over and then they were like, aluminium. And I'm like, nigga, what is that? He's like, you don't have the aluminium foil? I was like, what foil? Aluminium.
I'm weak. What are words other people's, like other countries say, like in English, that sound different?
Shoot, they probably, I mean.
Or are different. Like I'm thinking trolley for shopping cart. You know, they'd be like, can you fetch the trolley? And they mean the shopping
Like
cart.
soda and pop?
Yeah, that's
We
in
do that
America.
here, though. Bin?
Bin,
for
yeah, I
trash.
thought
trash.
bin too. I thought about bin too.
Rubbish?
Lavatory?
For bathroom.
Yeah.
Laboratory.
I always think of
Laboratory.
Dexter when I see that.
Dexter's Lab?
You were saying something. I don't remember.
I don't either. Happens all the time, don't worry.
Yeah, that does happen all the time. I don't know.
Something about religion. But anyways,
We all reach different places in the religion. I mean, Ahmed is a musician, you know, you're more on the non damn, what is it called? Non-profit side?
philanthropy.
Non-profit.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, yo. Pick up a dictionary, my G.
Yeah. You know, it's discriminatory against people who don't have educated people around them to speak to.
Non-GMO.
I know how to read these words, I just don't know how to say them. You feel
It's
me?
fair, it's fair.
Look, so you from the nonprofit, right? And I'm more like from the business world, but these interests and the different lens that we got through our experiences have not changed the fundamental truth behind it, which is the truth. You know, like that's what never changes. So when we have our conversations, like the reason we're able to you know, relate to God in these ways, in a lot of ways that people think would be sacrilegious.
That's the word I was looking for.
And like blasphemous in certain ways, you know, by like making God on a human level. We have human level intellect and conceptual capacities. Like we can't envision God in anything else. You know, that's why they had to do the Holy Trinity of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, because it gives you a way and meaning of understanding God. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't think it's crazy that we reached that. If anything, to me, it just proves that the stuff that we talk about is more closely aligned to the truth than what we're being fed in religion and in religious organizations. You know, so this is completely different. But for the past 2 days, I've been dying to know, bro. You over here eating plant guts? Like, what is this? Like, what is it,
Stop trying to be God.
bro? Like the last time I heard someone use chloroplast, it was like
It's chlorophyll.
They were talking about the cell body and the cell wall and the mitochondria being the powerhouse of the cell and photosynthesis.
So,
Can I tell green for real? It's green.
No, yeah, it's green. So what made you, because you started
your
drinking
tongue
this
is
about like 2 days ago. What made you want to drink chlorophyll?
Can we go to how did you get chlorophyll? Did you just like take grass and put it in your drink?
No, I ordered it off of Amazon, the devil.
Is it like
Is it like an
dots of
oil?
Amazon?
Like, is it a?
I mean, dots of chlorophyll.
Yo, these niggas are really invasive. No, it's like a liquid.
Okay.
The bottle costs like $10 or something, pretty big bottle. And it's green.
Okay.
And it has all the health benefits of green juice.
So,
you know?
so I'll ask you a question.
don't.
So
What is green juice?
Do you fill it?
Kale?
It's like it's like the kale smoothies and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So do you just fill it up with water and you add some droplets,
It's not, it just adds like a splash.
a little splash,
Yeah,
okay, and
I
you
add splash.
stir it up.
I don't even stir, honestly.
Oh, okay.
And then like usually when it gets to like this amount.
What does it taste like?
Honestly, like mainly nothing, but sometimes you'll get like a hint of mint.
Okay.
Yeah, but mainly it doesn't taste like anything. I just like I've been doing it for 2, maybe 3-ish, whatever days now. But it keeps me regular so far. You know, it's been helping keep me regular.
What does that mean?
Like going to the bathroom regularly, regular bowel movements.
You mean you're taking a shit at a regular time?
On the regular. As soon as you said on the regular.
Me and Ahmed had a conversation about shit like 2 episodes ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Why are y'all talking about
Because we're talking about, Luffy was saying,
I
like,
don't look.
he doesn't look when he poops. He poops and he flushes. I was like, why don't you look at your poops? Like,
Wait.
you need to know how healthy you are.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
Why don't you look?
You guys think I'm over here? I take it. Oh, turn around, get my phone out, take a picture.
No.
Dude. Ew. No.
Get out my journal, start like.
No, but why don't you look? You're not interested?
No.
Are you embarrassed of yours?
Sometimes after a big
No,
meal,
no,
like, you know it's a big poop, and I just admire it.
Whoa, okay.
You're taking it too far, and you're on the other side. I really, truly feel like I'm in the middle.
It's the opposite almost. Like, I've seen so many of them. Like, I see. Here's the thing, right? Like, you guys are adults, and you're now exploring your poops. You're seeing that side of yourself that you've never seen before. I saw all this as a kid. You know what I'm saying? I used to explore my poops as a kid. So
Wait. So you were touching your poop as a child?
Oh, no.
episode canceled.
Wait. Why did I know this about you? No, you're fucking gross, bro.
You did know this about me. Remember when I was young, I had a lot of gastrointestinal.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
So,
Gastrointestinal. Bro, you were constipated, yes.
but it was severe.
Oh, yes, it was severe.
It wasn't
It was.
even regular. Regular constipation, you don't go for 2-3 days. I
That's
wouldn't go
true.
for 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, I remember that.
Normally, you know what I'm saying. So it was like I had severe problems. So like they would examine it, and there was other stuff. I had to take a lot of like suppository
Yeah.
medicines and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So like, of course, I feel my poop all the time, and especially because when I was a kid, I had to break up my poop a lot of times so that it can go down the toilet.
Ooh,
It's a lot.
man. How did you move past that, honestly?
So that actually triggered a lot of like my why I care so much about my health now
okay.
and why I like exercise and do all that, because it wasn't until like I ate healthy green foods like green, like I remember I had to eat a whole bowl of green veggies like every day. And that would like be one of the only things that helped. Fiber supplements, none of that shit helped. The only thing that helped was actually eating good food. And it was because my whole childhood I ate shit.
Yeah.
So you have shit problems. That's God's style of humor. This is how God he just be making fun. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't shit, you got shit problems, bro.
Damn.
Well, now that we're done talking about my anus, you know what I'm saying?
Ew. Wait, but you said something about you used to examine your poop?
No, I was saying, like, let's say, for instance, you had like Thanksgiving, right? You ate a really, really big meal, and then you poop, and you know, like, it's a really big poop, and you feel, like, so relieved. Before you flush, you look back, you're like, wow, that's crazy.
I mean,
Flush.
anytime you flush, like, of course you're gonna see it, but I don't
Linger?
I don't go to see. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I just didn't. I'm like, yo, I fucking made that. Like, that's a big ass poop.
Ew. Oh my god. Anyway, so chlorophyll helps me stay regular.
Okay.
Supposedly it's supposed to be like good for your skin and like all of the benefits of green juice, green food, like
True.
veggies. That's all supposed to be packed in here, so I'm seeing what's up. And so far, like I said, it's kept me regular. It's been nice. And it doesn't taste bad. And I have it in my cute little mason jar that Luffy says is gonna break if I keep putting hot water in it. So
It might.
Yeah.
You're fine for now. Just give it some time. You know, that glass. I know.
I thought
Is
it
it the
would be
same?
like if you got it just out of like the dishwasher and then you try putting water, it would crack, right?
I have no idea, honestly.
I think so.
Like when I was pouring my first boiling cup of water in there, I was worried. I was like, bro, is this gonna shatter? And I was like,
Oh, it doesn't even, when it does that, it doesn't even shatter in that way. It shatters as in there'll be a crack that'll come in it. You know what I'm saying? Like the crack will happen in it, but you won't be able to feel it. It'll be the structural crack. Yeah. And eventually it'll break out, but that's what happened to me. It's like I put the hot water from, because I used to do that to drink tea every day, multiple times a day, you know. And I would pour it, and that's why now, like, before I don't really drink tea as often as I used to. I used to drink tea literally like 2-3 of those a day minimum, like, because I'd have one of those on my way to the gym. I didn't really drink coffee until I came back. Now it's
came back. What do you mean? Like to live here?
no, from the gym.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Like after I get my workout, then I'd have a cup of coffee. But long story short, yeah,
It's gonna crack.
it's
That's what
fine.
you're
They're
saying.
cheap.
No,
Just be
it's
careful.
not.
They are cheap. You bought 6 of them for like $10, right?
Yeah.
That's cheap. Oh, you got big money, huh? So y'all don't do it. What do you guys do for your health? This is what I've been trying to do. I've also been taking a black seed oil supplement. And I looked at Luffy because he said he took one, like the straight oil before, and it was fucking disgusting.
Is that what it was? You took the oil?
It wasn't. It's the oil, but it's in a capsule.
Oh.
Pussy.
Yeah, clearly, nigga. Strong, elastic, all of that.
My health? Go on walks, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you eat your veggies and your fruits. Make sure you're drinking lots of water.
You're good for going outside, Ahmed. I like that.
Thank you. Yeah. I like, because I know it's cold, so I don't like working out when it's cold. So I'm like, I'm just going to go for a walk. And it's nice.
Cold
It is.
Bro, like when it was like summertime, y'all know I used to be riding my bike like every day. And like 2 miles, I'm like, all right, cool. You know, eat my fruit. But like in the winter, it's just like, I'll go for a walk.
Seasonal depression be...
No, bro, deadass. Like I had that yesterday. I was just doing like a bunch of work because I'm like, literally like before Fridays, like there's so many assignments to do. And it's like, bro, damn, I'm in my room the entire time. And it looked nice as hell outside. I'm like, yo, the sun is shining. Yeah, I mean, the sun was shining.
Yesterday's okay.
It was a little windy, but I was like, and I went outside just for a little bit for a little break because we had this like 15-minute break. So I went outside. It was great. It was a great time just like soaking in the sun. I'm like, I feel good, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, I need to get outside more. In the winter, especially like with me not being in a gym.
Yeah, same.
Bruh, because the gym used to be, or the winter used to be the time I really used to be in the gym the most. You know, I'm like, oh, it's cold. There's nothing really to do. Like, I'm going to the gym. That used to be when I was like in there the heaviest. COVID hit. I'm like...
I think for me, like at Mason, right? My dorm, I told Liv this, literally across the street was the gym. So like quite literally I'd wake up in the morning right when it starts at like 6 a.m., go work out for an hour, do what I need to do before class starts like at 9:30 or 10. And it would kickstart I was so active and I didn't even feel drained. Obviously sometimes I would take naps like every couple of days or so, but overall it felt good because it's like when there's nothing to do, literally go play ball, go work out. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a whole like community thing. So I think when I have my own like apartment or whatever, like I need to have a gym like nearby because it's not gonna work if I don't.
Damn, I should check on...
Yeah, you should check.
Yeah.
Check on what?
If this house comes through. When this house comes through. If there's a gym close by. But honestly, like that's something I like and like love about cities generally. Walkability.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that DC is so walkable, literally almost anywhere. And that's like literally top 3 things that I have to have in any place that I live, that I can walk places. What are y'all's requirements?
For a place to live?
Greenery is the second one for me.
How do you get that in the city?
That's
There's
actually a
so
good
many
question.
parks.
Are you rich?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many parks.
There is.
In DC. I didn't know they be hidden.
But that's not the greenery what I expected when you say greenery.
What do you mean?
Because like if you said walkability and then you're talking about the city, when you say greenery, I'm expecting you to be somewhere green, like in a small town or
Small town. Yeah.
No, just somewhere I can go that would be green. You know, that's close by like a park or not a museum, but like mainly parks, free parks or like gardens or.
Parks are cool, you know, but me personally, like I need more green space. Like, and you said what's the requirements? It's hard for me because I'm just being honest too. Like I can't envision myself living in one place for too long or one environment. So like I can be in the city for a little bit, but then I need to go to my house in the woods, and then I need to go to my house on the farm, then I need to go to my house in the beach, then I need to go back to the city. You know, because there's some being in a park is cool. But being in a park is nothing like being on my front porch and there's no one around.
That's true.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I wanted my place to be like a little spacious. Like I don't want my neighbors to be like right next to me, kind of thing. And I also wanted to be like when I walk outside, it's not like too industrial. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some trees around, you know, stuff like that.
What are you guys gonna do though? Like I have a similar idea of like I want different houses, but then you think like when you have kids, what are you gonna do? You can't be taking them niggas with you from lugging them from the beach house to the country house back to the city. They gotta go to school.
That's why you get a house in the suburbs. That's what it is though. I I mean, unless you want to like, because I mean, there are some people who like live in the city and like their kids go to school in the city. That's fine. But I feel like in terms of, for me personally, for a family, I would rather live in the suburbs than in the city.
So like somewhere like here.
Not here, but yes, similar, yes.
What about you?
I don't think for me kids have too much bearing on that decision, like about where I'm gonna live.
Like about how often you're moving between the... Really? Are they going to be homeschooled?
Ideally, like my kids would not be going to public school, I would say.
Homeschool?
So private school?
I'm not sure, you know, like I'm not at the point where I'm having kids right now, so like I haven't.
Are you sure? Because I just got a call. It's like...
Sheesh.
No, trust me. Like, I'll get married first, and then I'll have kids. So you'll know. You know what I'm saying? Like it's coming.
You'll know.
You know it's coming.
Just wait on it.
See the engagement. Just wait on it. But I don't see it's a big deal to bring around your kids. Like people do it all the time. You know, like it really just comes down to the consequence of one thing, which is money. You know, and like on that point, you know, that's where it falls apart for most people. It's not the fact that, you know, they don't wanna, you know, or that, oh, I have kids so I can't. No, the kid just makes it an extra cost. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I like, all right, it might just be like hella selfish of me, but I'm not thinking I'm like 35 and I'm thinking like, oh, I can't take my kid from here because he's gonna lose his friend. You're gonna make friends your whole life. Like this is better for you. You know what I'm saying? Like so that you can be in different environments, learn how to interact with different types of people and stuff, and make new friends. And
He might resent you for that.
I was about to say, I'm about to challenge you though. Like, did you feel similarly when Mama and Baba were moving around?
our move was completely different than the move I'm envisioning for my kids. Like I'm envisioning, well, so Mama and Baba moved out of necessity. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, it was difficult, right? But I don't think that just because you feel some sort of way at the time, looking back on it, you feel the same way about it. You can learn that there are certain things that experience helped you gain, that even though you didn't like it at the time, you know, like it might be one of those things. I hope not, because like I said, like we moved out of necessity when we were kids. I'm not hoping to make moves out of necessity. I'm hoping to make moves out of luxury. You know what I'm saying? When I'm an adult, like, hey, we're going to go to the beach for 2 months, and then we're going to come back and stay here for another 4 months, and then go there for 2-3 weeks, and then come back or whatever. Like, it's not because we have to, but it's because I want to. And in that same vein, like, you know, the kids, how they feel at the time, like, hopefully it's I'm doing this for them. You know, I'm doing it for me. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
too.
I was like,
But I'm also doing it for them. You want your kids to be cultured, and like I said, you want them to be able to interact with a lot of different people. You know, you want them to be able to handle themselves in a lot of different situations. So if you're just only growing, like you're raising your kid only in the suburbs of Cincinnati or whatever, for, you know, as an idea,
okay,
is it not slightly selfish of you as the parent that you didn't expose you? Because you were exposed to a lot of different environments. You were exposed to being around the hood. You were exposed to being around rich people. You were exposed to being around this, that, the third. How come you're not affording your kid the same when you give them a cookie cutter protected like upbringing? You know, it's almost selfish on your part. Like, oh, I don't want to have to worry about my kid, so I'm gonna protect them as much as possible.
like the logic flushes out. Like I get it. I also think like this is gonna work maybe with your kids to a certain age, because at some point they're gonna be like, Dad, Susie's birthday party is literally in 4 freaking days. I'm not going to the beach right now.
So I don't understand, like, why does she then, why, like, the thing is, you're making problems where they don't exist. Like, so, okay, you don't go to the beach. Like, what's the issue? Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, when we moved as a kid, it was out of necessity. Like,
it was.
There was no option to go back to the old apartment and see our, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's a different approach. Like, it's almost like saying anyone who was raised in a military family, their parents did it wrong, you know, because they had to. It's like, no, you know what? If your parents stayed in the military long enough for you to be like a military family, either your dad, your mom, or both of them probably making bank. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You guys probably got in good money. You probably saw so many different whatever. And like, yeah, you can hate it, right? But it goes back to, it's like, it just depends on how you choose to look at life. Like, that was the life that you were given. Not God given, but your parents gave it to you, right? And after a certain point, then you can decide your own life. But up until a certain point, like your parents decide your life. That was the life they gave you. Are you just going to continue to hate it, or are you going to look at the benefits and how it's allowed you to grow and blossom like as an individual? So it's about mindset. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think, Ahmed? Now that you've heard Luffy's idea, you think you still want to live in a suburb like this?
For a family, yeah. Like that, but that doesn't mean I won't have other options of where I can go. You know what I'm saying? Like the way I envision it, inshallah, is like by the time I'm like 27, 28, bro, like my family is set. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all are living great. Like mom and Bob are living great. I'm living great. You know what I'm saying? To the point where I can have different estates in different areas. But it's like, I would want it to be like the main place is like when there's school and stuff. Hey, we're gonna be in the suburbs. It's a lot easier. Number one, two. It's like just traditionally, it just makes more sense. I guess maybe it's because of my upbringing, but it's like for a family to be in the suburbs, right? And then like let's say for instance in the summertime, you know what I'm saying? We'll schedule it like, all right, cool. We're gonna go to insert great, you know, vacation spot. Oh, cool. You know, we go there for like a month or so. It's great. We come back, you know, and that's just kind of how I see it. But I don't think, you know, people should feel like it's wrong to be moving around. Like, but like I said, it's a thin line, you know, because it's like on one hand, you don't want your kid to feel like too coddled, right? You don't want to keep protecting them from the world kind of thing. But on the other hand is like, there's going to be, like, you don't want it to be, like, too loose where, like, you don't even really care what happens to them. You know, you want to have a fine balance where it's like, hey, I'm going to protect you from some things until you're older. But inevitably, like, here's the thing, right? When you get to elementary school, kids are going to bully the hell out of you. Like, crazy.
In elementary school?
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, kids will, like they will, because that's the thing, they don't have a filter yet. So they just say what's on their mind. So it's like, regardless, even if I want to protect my innocent child, they're going to be corrupted by the time like they're in 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have a lot of things like, they're like, oh, damn, I didn't know about this or whatever. But that's life. Like, that's how life is supposed to go. Like the world is a bully, quote unquote.
Damn.
Life is the beach. And
I put my sand in the sand. Yeah.
Where's this from? What?
Lil Wayne.
Easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I'm glad to know. I just want y'all to know that your kids are always welcome at my house for the summer because we'll be.
Bro, do you need like
before we end it off?
What is this like? You're offering your daycare services now or something?
Yo, I love kids. I just want to hang out.
Before we end it off, I want to see
$50 a kid a day.
I want to see like how do y'all think your family or your household is gonna be like? Because I know like when we're all, you know, older, we're gonna have kids and stuff. It's like, I want to go to Aunt Wyatt's house. I want to go to Uncle Luffy's house. Like what do you think is the reason of them wanting to go to your house?
I have a couple of things here.
Okay.
One, I'm really sad I don't have a sister because I'm never gonna be a khalto. I'm just gonna be a ammatu, and there's a difference. So y'all better make sure your kids fucking come see me, bro. Okay. That's number one. Number two, the kind of house that I'm gonna have.
Yeah.
The kind of house I'm gonna have. I think I'm gonna have the main house. Like, oh, we're going to Wad's house.
For Thanksgiving.
Like, yeah, y'all come to my house. I feel like I'm gonna have the Thanksgiving house, potentially even the Christmas house. Like, anytime there's a big gathering, I feel like it'll be at my house. And I think that's why I was like, yo, tell your kids to come for the summer because I'm trying to collect all the kids and we're like going to Six Flags and to King's Dominion and we're doing all these grand things and just having fun. And then all of our kids can get raised together. That's my vision.
What about you, Luffy?
It was like, I'm moving out of the country, so I don't even know about y'all.
Nah, you saw how like they all had to come to Wyatt's house so that they can go do something. All the stuff to do is gonna be at my house. They don't gotta go anywhere. Like they're gonna be like, Wyatt's like, oh, let's go to King's Dominion. I got a roller coaster in my backyard.
We got King's Dominion at home. Come on, I don't got time for this.
Wyatt's like, let's take them to the movies. I'm like, we got a movie theater here.
But does it have the newest releases? You got licenses?
You know, the first thing I was thinking about was like, do I gotta pay for that too?
Yes, bro. Them licenses.
I'm
like
a movie
we
theater
just
just
stream
sounds
it, bro.
expensive
We
to
just
have in the
stream.
crib, bro.
What do you mean, bro? It's just a screen.
it's just a screen. But I'm saying if it's gonna be legit with like all the movies that are at the movie theater, yeah, that's gonna be expensive.
That's gonna be expensive. Yeah, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
not, bro. I got it. You just the laptop with the
With Netflix,
Nah, what is
the
it?
Chromecast,
What is
the
it
Chromecast,
called?
HDMI.
HDMI. There it is.
big brain, big brain.
Bro, so we're gonna be watching old movies. It's like the dollar movie that
old
we used
movies,
to go
bro?
to.
Why? You know, my laptop has the internet, right?
Yeah,
You can watch
I know.
any movie.
But you can't watch the newest ones.
Yes,
that
you
just
can.
They just came
If
out.
it came out today, it was online yesterday. I promise you. I promise you.
So it's gonna be the bootleg version. We gonna see hands.
No, God, it's not like that anymore.
It is still like that.
It's not, bro. When's the last time? Listen.
I don't do it no more.
Go to www.
That's where we're at.
No, for real. I just watched an illegally streamed movie
You're literally criminalizing yourself.
a month ago. What's up, FBI?
Okay.
Did you really? Wait, was it new? Like it just came out in theaters?
It was Tenet.
Oh,
I saw
I've always
Tenet
wanted to
too.
see that. I've always wanted
It
to see
was
that.
Tenet, and it was over a month ago. It was literally, it only had been out for a month. I promise you.
But a month is long enough for people to have seen it in the theaters.
I know, but it wasn't a theater shot. Why was someone on their phone like this? We're not in 2007. Like, it's not some nigga giving me a CD. Like,
Yo, when we were cleaning out, Mama was cleaning out a lot of stuff downstairs. I found Medea, what is it? It's like something.
Family reunion.
Family reunion.
Medea's family reunion. And then I found the bootleg. I was like,
We have a
why do we
bootleg
have
version?
two?
why do we have a bootleg?
We had two. Oh, that's funny. I want to hear what you thought of Tenet, but I feel like we're running out of time. We'll talk later.
Oh yeah, no, leave that for another time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean my house, like, to be honest, it depends if I have kids or not. Like, if I have kids, like, you know, you gear the house towards the kids, you know, to make it as fun
True.
for them and stuff as possible. But like, just my own, like, if you guys came to my house, like, it would just be like, oh, Luffy got a nice house. And then I would be like, which one?
Okay,
one?
but here you're not answering the question though.
What?
The vibe of the home.
The vibe of the
like,
home.
I'm the home that people blah blah. What is your home gonna be? You're the home that people say it's a nice house.
Well, to be completely honest, like, it would just depend on which, I'm being serious too, like, which one you came to. Like, if you came to, like, the house that was, like, you know, my staple house,
Yes,
you'd
the
be,
main.
yeah, you'd be like, yo, he has a really nice house. Like, yeah, like that. It would just
Do you have butlers and maids?
No. I mean, unless, if I'm living in the U.S., no, but outside, yeah.
Outside, you know, it's a different story.
If I only got to pay $100 a month, you know.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Ahmed, you said.
I would feel like my house is like more so the spiritual place that people would go to.
Oh, this nigga is going to be homeless.
Boy, that's cap. Hell no. Hell no. I ain't having no disrespect. Nah. Hear me out, right? When you come to my crib, right, it's gonna be an environment where you can, like, you know, you ever like the outside world is very stressful. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you come to my house, it's a time where you can just relieve the stress. You know what I'm saying? This is the time where, like, you're really in tune with yourself, kind of thing. Like, that's how I'm not saying like completely 100% spiritual, but I want to have places where it's like, hey, this room is dedicated for this. You know what I'm saying? This room is dedicated for that.
Are you gonna have a salah room?
Oh yeah,
Ahmed's house is like, take off your shoes.
yeah.
And then he's going to have speakers, like Bluetooth.
That has
sound.
the meditation music playing. Yes.
I was just saying you're gonna have like built-in speakers.
Oh, yeah,
throughout
definitely.
Your whole house.
Oh
Probably.
yeah, definitely.
When me and Ahmed described your house, we've had this discussion before, and I'm pretty sure we've told you this before. We were like, Luffy's gonna be in a big plush robe with a pipe, and then his children are gonna come in,
Father.
and then he's gonna be like, yes, child.
Yes, child.
And then I kept wondering, why are your children British?
Yes, Father.
Father, you rang. Yes, child, this book, Moby Dick. It's quite a good one. Have a seat.
I think, to be completely honest, like, I think our houses will, at the end of the day, be a summary of who we are, because
Yeah,
your room
definitely.
is the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, And it may not be in the beginning, but especially as we continue to come into our own, you know, you have the funds and stuff to do it. Like, our houses will end up being representations of us. Wives will be designed with, she has this on the wall and this colorful thing, and look at that statement chair. In my house, it's like, what the fuck is a statement chair?
Yeah.
It's like the chairs are black.
That's
We're
it.
gonna have a Kanye and Kim house.
Ahmed is gonna have like bean bags.
Yeah.
He's not even gonna have chairs. He's gonna have bean bags, and he's gonna have a Hamza hand on the wall.
Stop.
He's gonna be burning incense. There's gonna be a little pop up in the corner, like, "Hey, do you want to buy some edibles?"
Oh my god.
In the corner of his nigga's house, like.
You know the vibes.
I hate this thing. Oh god.
He's gonna answer the door with the incense in his hand, like, "Yeah, man." Like,
Welcome.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay. I think that's pretty much wrapping it up.
Yeah.
This is Ahmed.
and Luffy.
And what?
And this is the Brotherly Love podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Also, before we end, we hit 10,000 views on our TikTok. Crazy. Crazy.
Follow us on TikTok.
Follow us on TikTok.
Thank you
Thank you.
guys. And
Appreciate
we have
it.
over 100 on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Our YouTube is building also. So please
Yeah.
follow us on all platforms. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for joining us.
I wake
Appreciate
up
it.
every day
Until
feeling
next
good. I wake up every day feeling good. I wake up every day feeling good. Everything is as it should be. 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 I wake up every day feeling good.